Big broad smile. Oh, your smile. It seems you don't love me anymore. You're showing signs I've never seen before. Miserable days and sleepless nights. Alone, I'll cry. You're not around me to confide because of your pride. I cried. You said I lied. Ooh. Stood up. I'm sick and tired. Oh, I say, maybe on my own I should get by down low. Could I? Would I? How will I know if I don't try? Must I deny? It's clear to me you don't love me anymore. You're showing signs I've never seen. I can't erase the mistakes in life that I've made. But if I had a chance to do it again, I'd right the wrongs, and your little heart would not be singing sad songs. Oh, the pain it's all about. I froze and died like grass. I don't ever want to leave without you. Oh, baby, on my own I should get by. Maybe on my own I should get by. How would I know if I don't? I'm trying to stop singing, but the song won't stop coming out. How will I know if I don't try? It's clear to me you just don't love me anymore. You're showing signs I've never seen. Once more, can't erase the mistakes in life that I've made, but if I had a chance to do it again, I'd right the wrongs. Your lot would not be singing sad songs. All right, Massive and Crew. It's that kind of day today, man. Wanna think of one? Mr. Johnson says she love the voice. Bitch, I know, right? I shouldn't stop. Bitch, should I stop? Should I stop? Oh, the pain. The pain it's all about. I froze and died like grass. I don't ever want to leave without you. Oh, I say, cause maybe on my own I should get by. Maybe on my own I should get by. How will I know if I don't try? How will I know if I don't try? It's clear to me. It's clear to me. I'm telling you, it's clear to me. Yeah. You're showing signs I've never seen. I can't erase the mistakes in life that I've made, but if I had a chance to do it again, I'd right the wrongs, and your little heart would not be singing sad songs. Who is the guest again? I'm the guest. What's wrong with Sharnet? Okay. Sharnet, we have to form a truce here. You have to behave yourself. Stop it. All right, peoples. Like I say, it's that kind of day. I have my girls with me. This is brilliant. I just don't cook. You want to see me I sweat? Call me I drink soup. The soup spicy, enough pepper in it and all these things. You know what I mean? First I'm hearing you sing. Michelle Alaya tell. Michelle, someone knows you're not tuning into the Even People show like you should, you know. You know what I mean? No, I stay singing, bro. I stay singing. I can't help myself. It comes out of me. I don't know what to do. All right, but welcome to the Evening People show. I actually have a special show for y'all today. Um, yeah, now today is one of those shows I do not have a guest on there because I want to do something different. I want to do something special. Vibes nice already, Mishibu say you don't know. I appreciate you, my dear. Appreciate you. I typically do that in the shower, and I just got out the shower. So I was singing in the shower. I came out the shower. Um, I don't have my cup with water. I don't have my jewelry. I don't have nothing. I literally just ran out the shower and jumped in front of the screen. But hey, it's me and I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna do it because that's how I do. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Evening People Show. If this is your first time joining the Evening People Show, hello. I am your host, Martin Matthews, and today I have an extra special show for you guys for the loyal fans, the guys that keep checking in every time we go live. Y'all realize I'm working on a couple of things. My YouTube channel, for example, is now the Martin Matthews Project. My Chronicles of a Black Man, my Chronicles of a Black Man Facebook page is now the Martin Matthews Project, and there's a lot of things that we're working on, that's going on that I have coming up. Right? Who that? Simone Allen Archer. How are you, my dear? Simone, I hope I was in Simone's class the other day. She had me in there as I don't know what I was doing. I felt so outside my element sitting in front of the screen with all those little faces on there. But yeah, she said it was good. I accept that it was good. I had nothing to gauge it against. So let's just say it was good, yeah. We apologize for the newbies. Yes, please do. But yeah, Even People Show, we most times I have a guest on. Today I won't have a guest on because I wanted to have an opportunity to talk to you guys about a couple of things. The show today is called the B-Side. But before I get into the B-Side, we usually read some poetry on here. The poetry we read is from my book. I don't even have to hold it up. I have it back there. It's called Love, Life, Confrontation, Expressions, Selections from the Chronicles of a Black Man. It is a book of poetry. It's an awesome book of poetry, actually, if I say so myself. It has over 50 odd original pieces of poetry by yours truly, covering all kind of broad topics. And if you have not yet, check it out. It's in Fontana Pharmacies in Jamaica. It's worldwide on Amazon.com. If you're joining via YouTube, I appreciate you for checking in via YouTube. We're trying to build up the YouTube thing right now. If you have not yet subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and like and hit the little notification bell so that whenever I go live, you get the notification and we do what we do, right? Okay. So as I was saying, today I have a extra special show for you guys where I am going to read some of my B-side poems, and some people might have no idea what. I think I'm going to put this back up again. For the record, Simone said I did a great job. Okay, I did a great job. Handle it, mate. So the B-side, back in the day when you were buying 45s and 33s, what are 45 and 33s, you ask? You see, that's why I have my vintage 98 shirt on. What are 45 and 33s? The 45 is a smaller record. Yeah, it spins a little faster, but it's the vinyl record is a 45. The 33 is the bigger one. It plays slower, obviously, because it's bigger. All right. Now, when you buy a 45 that has a single on it, like my first 45 that I bought, my first two 45s that I bought, saving up my lunch money to buy them, was Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers Head Top. And yes, if you don't know that, go check it out. And Capleton's, was it tour? It might have been Capleton's tour, but it was a Capleton and it was a Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers were two of the 45s that I bought. Now the 45 record has a B-side. Okay, on the B-side, sometimes it's just the rhythm of the song on the A side, or sometimes it's a whole nother song, but a less popular song by the same artist, yeah? Or sometimes by an artist that they're bringing, so to speak. Y'all know what that means, right? Okay. Now, the B-side that we're going to be looking at today is what I perceive to be the B-side of my book, The Chronicles of a Black Man, Love Like Confrontation Expressions, because when it came time to compile the book, I had a lot of poems that I had written. I still have a lot of poems that I've written, and I'm like, Martin, you cannot produce a book with 150 poems in it. That makes no sense. So I went through a vetting process of, like, I literally sat down. I actually printed out all the poems I had written at that time that I was considering to include in the book, and I read them through. And I read them through and I gave them a grade. Gave them a grade, put them away. When I was done, I read them through again. And if I thought they maintained their grade, I maintained the grade. If not, I changed the grade and gave it a new grade, right? Now, after that, I decided to take out all the 10 out of 10s, all the 9 out of 10s, all the 8 out of 10s. And I think 8 out of 10 is probably the lowest I went for the inclusion in the book. Now, everything that got scored less than 8 out of 10, I think I excluded from the book. Tanash and had Salmon, you fox you. Thank you for joining, my dear. Now, everything that I graded, I think it was less than an 8 out of 10. I decided not to include in the book. Now, why did they get a lower grade? There's nothing wrong with them. They're great poems. I either thought they were too personal. I couldn't remember what I was thinking when I wrote it. And if I was ever asked, I wouldn't be able to answer. Or something about the poem made me decide against it. Or maybe there was another poem that was similar to it that I preferred that other poem. But yeah, these are the poems essentially that did not make the draft. So for everybody that's joining the show today, you're in for a treat, because you're going to hear a whole bunch of poems that nobody has heard before, actually, besides myself. Now, before I get into the poetry reading, it's mostly going to be reading. I won't dissect them like I usually do on my other shows. But last week's show, if you have not seen last week's show, you need to go check out last week's show. I had G. Cole on the show last week, and it was a riot, a total riot. I laughed so hard, I think I might have cried a little bit. Now, two things about that show. I had to call several people after that show last week and tell them, yo, why did you message me? Did you not see that I was totally out of control? Like, I said some things in that show. I probably owe people an apology. Okay, if I owe you an apology, if I said something on that show last week that was really, really out there, my bad. I actually apologize, right? But yeah, I had a good time last week. G. Cole represented. The end of that show ended with singing. I'm singing, he's singing. It was a great, great show. We had a really good time. Upcoming shows. I have a special show tomorrow. Tomorrow I have, who do I have tomorrow? Where the lady book there? The lady book is somewhere on the table. But I have Stacey Ann tomorrow. And that should be Stacey Ann William Smith. That should be a really good show. Tomorrow. I can't wait to have her. And I like having those folks on the show. You know, people I think I should be on their show. Yeah, I love those shows. Yeah, I like those shows. So I really should be on her show, but she's on my show, so we'll make it work. And I have a lot of exciting things coming up. Now, a part of the changing the name to the Martin Matthews project is going to include me posting a lot shorter videos, 10 to 15 minute videos on YouTube. Okay, you guys need to watch out for that, because it won't be live. It'll just be something that I post. So make sure, like I said, you subscribe, you hit the notification bell so that you get the notification when those videos are posted. All right. Now, before I get into the reading of the poem, there's one last thing I want to share with you. And I'll share this at the end as well. When I went to Jamaica for my book signing, several of my friends, Tanasha included, Sharon Higgins included, that came to check out, that came to one of the book signings that I had there, right? And I think it was the one Sharon came to in Kingston at the Waterloo location of Fontana Pharmacy, that several of my friends came to that signing, right? And there were people there that happened to be there at the same time that were like, oh my God, like they were so happy to see each other. And we had like a mini reunion. I had a mini reunion from high school. I had a mini reunion from college, right? And before I left, there were two really good friends of mine, male friends who both live in Kingston. And I said to them, and they were saying, oh, how long they haven't seen each other. And I said to them, you know what? Shame on both of you. You both live in Kingston now. You both literally live around the corner from each other. And it took me coming here for my book signing for both of you to see each other. All right? Don't let it happen again. As of now, make sure you guys spend time, hang out with each other, check in with each other, and so on, right? So I'm saying it now that COVID is kind of, I can't say gone because it's still very much here. But now that vaccinations are out there and things are freeing up a little bit, yeah, take some time and see your friends, man. Take some time and see your friends, people you know that are real friends, people you know you can depend on. Take time and see them, spend time with them. All right? All right, that's for that Massive On crew. We're going to get into the show here. I'm going to actually fix my chair. We're going to get into the show here. And like I said, everything today is pure newness. Pure newness on the show today, right? So what I did, I pulled up my archives and I went through the poems that I had actually had a file called the B-side that I put them in. And I just randomly picked a couple titles, and those are the titles that I'm going to read. If y'all have questions or want to reread, just shoot it in the comments and I'll see what I can do. But I'm going to see if I can get a couple of these read for y'all today on the show. So the first one that I'm going to read is called Her. Now, Her, if you have the book, there is a poem in the book called Him. There is a poem in the book called Him, right? Book, you have a... Yes, I think there's a poem in the book called Him. Now, I'd written Him and I'd written Her, but somehow, you know what? It doesn't... Oh, Him made it. Him is number 34. So there's one called Him, but Her somehow didn't make it into the book. But I'm going to read Her for you now. And it's Her in quotation mark. And mind you, this poem was written... Let me see when I wrote this poem. I don't even have a date on this. I don't know when I wrote this poem. But it can be no earlier than 2012, can't be no later than 2012, 2011, 2010 probably is when I wrote this. Now it says, the poem is Her. If the objective is to find the one that makes you happy, why be preoccupied with beauty? With beauty. Let me start over. Yeah, I'm tongue-tied here. Okay, let's start over. The poem is Her. If the objective is to find the one that makes you happy, why be preoccupied with beauty? Why be concerned about money? If she is the one that's understanding, why not be less demanding? Why the constant antagonizing? If she is the one with the plan for tomorrow, why not take care of each other? Why do your actions bring her sorrow? If she is the one that's down to earth, why not love? Why flirt? Why not try to make it work? If she will be there through thick and thin, why not just give in? After all, it's a win-win. And that's the poem called Her. Yeah, I hope you liked Her. I have several more poems that I'm going to read for you. I felt like Her was unfinished because I didn't have the date. I didn't have the usual stuff I write at the end of my poems when I write them. So that might have been an unfinished Her, which is probably why Her never made it in. But like you see, it's just a poem asking, it's someone, a male, asking themselves, and it could be applicable to a female as well, asking themselves, if you are with someone that actually check the boxes that you want checked, why aren't you doing the things that you should be doing to make it work? Why aren't you doing the things that you should be doing to ensure that this person stays with you, right? And that was Her. Let me see what else I have on the list here that I'm planning to read for you today. That was her. I think I have one called Cravings. Cravings. Let me see if I can get this going. Okay, so this one is called Cravings. Let me see if I knew when I wrote this. Is there a date on here? There is no date on here. I have no idea when this was written, but it had to have been written a while ago. Okay, and this one is called Cravings. Okay, here we go. Did I mention that I dabbled in poetry? So here are some lines because you inspire me. I must say that you caught me much by surprise. Knew that I'd be in trouble when I saw those eyes. Then I noticed the ease with which it all flowed. It's getting late, but neither of us wants to go. Perfect strangers, but somehow we connect. The drinks, the wine, the music from the box set. So now that we've met, tell me, what are your thoughts? And now that we've kissed, is this the thing you sought? And now that I know the way your body feels and how wet you get when your body wants to feed, I know the way you groove to the reggae beat, the chemistry we share. Tell me, do you see it? And to think, we did it all on one date. Broke some rules, crossed some lines, slept in late. Is this the instant connection you mentioned? When I ask you that chemistry question, and if so, what do you intend to do? How long will it be before I see you? Will you reach or sit back and see what happens? Will you act now or wait till it's all forgotten? Cravings. Yo, cravings, buddy. All right, so that was Cravings. Yeah, I literally have not seen any of these poems in 10 years. Easy. But I just kind of, dug into the box set, grabs the same way I suggest people read the poems, just find a subject that sounds interesting to you and start with that one. That's essentially what I did. And I could literally do this all night till the sun comes up in the morning. That's how much unpublished work I have. Now, who is this? Was he saying? Trinity Higgins Clark, you you are the unofficial guest today. I should send her the link, right, Razine? You know what? I might send her the link. What else was he saying? Was he busy? It's about a man with charms. Wonder if it's just sweet talk or substance, though. I think that was her. I don't know. It might have been some sweet talk. There might have been some substance to it. But the beauty about, I think there's a certain magic in meeting a new person. I recently told someone that whenever, back in the day, whenever I meet a new person that I like, I give them 100%, 100 out of 100. They get full marks. And then it's up to them to either maintain the 100 or they do things and then I take away from the 100. And then if enough points get taken away, then we're at a point where I'm saying, okay, this no longer works. You know what I mean? So it might be a situation where the person, they're putting the best foot forward. They're putting the benefits of the doubt out of the way so things can flow. And if it keeps flowing, then it keeps flowing. That's how you figure out if something is magic or not. You know what I mean? But if it does not flow, then you realize, okay, boo-boo, that was a boo-boo, wop, 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 like my kid says. Okay. Did you just see me looking over my glasses at him? Oh, yeah, look over your glasses at me. Do not, I repeat, do not look over your glasses at me. All right, good. Now, if you're just joining, like I said, today we're looking at the B side. We're looking at some poems that didn't make it into the publication of the book. Nothing's wrong with them. They're great poems. They're brilliant poems. But for whatever reason, I decided not to include them um, in the book. All right, let's see what else we can get into here. Um, so I read Her, I read Cravings, and what else am I going to read? Clear, as in clear, crystal clear, probably. Okay, so let's see what crystal clear talks about. I'm literally opening these on my desktop from a file that I have here. I should show you all the file I have y'all pick. But anyways, this one's called Clear. Here we go. Today is another one of those days when thoughts of you saturate my mind. I can't seem to get past this phase. It gets even worse with time. I don't think I'm making progress. I've isolated a root cause. I've placed too much emphasis on sex. I hyphenated your flaws. I didn't take time to know you, to learn who you really are. Should have pulled in, but I pushed you. Now we both have open scars. I'm either losing my mind or I love you. I should have stuck it out. Just be patient and grow with you. Think with the bigger head, not the dick or the mouth. I felt safe with you, though security I didn't give. In today, out tomorrow, that's no way to live. Now I'm haunted by my mistakes as I lay in bed awake, remembering your smile and the funny noises you make. Trying too hard to make it perfect from the start, instead of taking it slowly and playing my part. Trying to predict all the outcomes, instead of day by day as they come. Oh, there's more. 'Twas my MO, my way of doing things. Old habits are hard to break despite tugs at my heartstrings. Too stubborn to just let go, too deep to just say no. So I breathe deeply and stay composed. To be or not to be, who knows? Wishing I had another chance, hoping the time has not passed. I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. I know you miss me too. Wish there was a way to make this work now that I know what to do. And that was clear, as in crystal clear, as in now I see what I didn't see before and probably should have seen but didn't see and such, right? Right. So that was clear. And that sounds like clear sounds like it is somebody who lost someone. It's somebody who lost someone, and now they're writing a poem, says, you know what, now I see it clearly. Now I know what's happening. Now I realize what I should have done. Now I realize what must be done. However, the horse is already through the gate. You know, I mean, I felt like I've lost my chance. I felt like you're now gone, and I didn't do what I should have done when I should have did it. Right? And that was clear, right? Okay. Wazim, I'm not sure what you're laughing at, mate. Stop the laughing over there. All right, that was clear. So far, if you're just joining, like I said, today is the B-side show. I'm reading poems that did not make the draft for the book, poems that are great poems, but at the time that I was compiling, I decided against them. Most of these poems I've never even read before. Nobody has heard most, all of these poems ever. So far, I've read Her. I have read Cravings. I just read Clear. Luis is saying, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Yes, pretty much. That's what Clear was about. You know what I mean? It sounded like somebody was seeing they had an epiphany, like, okay, now I can actually see what I coulda, woulda, shoulda done, but now that it's gone, I think it's lost. It says, so Claire started out by saying, today is another one of those days when thought of you saturate my mind. I can't seem to get past this phase. It gets worse with time. So yeah, it's like, yeah, something went down. They're no longer together. And it's just, I didn't take time to know you, to learn who you really are. Should have pulled in, but I pushed you. Now we both have open scars. This is like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I could have, I should have, I maybe would have, but I didn't. And now this is where we are, right? Another one of the poems I'm going to read for you. I'm scrolling through. There are 104 poems in the folder that I have right now. And 104 of these poems that I decided against when I was going to publish the book. Like I said, there are literally 104 poems in the folder that I'm looking at right now. And I don't think there is anybody that have heard any of these poems before. Okay. The other one I'm going to read for you is called Vulnerable. And Vulnerable. And like I said, a lot of these, I just looked at the topics of them, saw what the topic was about. Just saw the topic and figured, it sounds good. I'm going to read it. And a lot of these I haven't seen or read in since I wrote them, because a lot of times I write stuff when the writing mojo comes, and I'll type them up and I'll save them. You know what I mean? Publish another book. I am publishing another book, my dear. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I did put that up there. Publish another book. I will. I am. But it's so funny though. The other book that I'm publishing don't have these in it. The other book that I'm publishing does not have these 104 poems that are in the file that I'm reading from. Those aren't in it. Those are poems that are written since that time, since this book got published. And again, there's probably another 100 that I decided against when I chose the ones that I'm going to publish in the second book that are still not that are still not in this whatever that I'm reading now. Shernan is saying, except Belle. No, my dear. Belle has actually not seen most of these. There's certain poems that I share with Belle. There's certain poems that I share with no one. They're all mine. All right, so I'm gonna read Vulnerable for you next. I hope you guys are soaking this up. I typically don't do this, but I figured I'd make it a special one for y'all today. Vulnerable says, I gave my heart to her for safekeeping. So without her, it no longer beats. I gave her commitment as an offering, laid my past at her feet. To my surprise, she accepted. Now we formed a bond. I knew the day I met her that she would be the one. Her beauty and style lingers long after she's gone. In this game, she's a queen and I am a humble pawn. When she's not happy, my heart aches. I lose my appetite. Her fulfillment is my destiny. She'll always be my wife. Though I may stumble, even fall, I'll give her my all. Try my best to make her know on me she can always call. So in this moment, as I write, feeling that something's just not right, knowing I'll do whatever it takes to keep her confident and safe. One strong woman, one strong man, hand in hand with one plan, an equilibrium contingent on mutual respect, despite personal desires, opinions, and wits. So to the future I will look, and to the next chapter in this book, when equilibrium has been restored and my heart aches no more. Vulnerable. This one has a date. I wrote this in what's the ninth month? September 10th, 2013 is when vulnerable was written, right? And vulnerable is nice, isn't it? Vulnerable is pretty sassy. Vulnerable is kind of deep, even. It's kind of like saying, yo, this is like somebody that found somebody. I was like just putting it out there. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's see what we have here. What will you do with those other creative pieces? I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. They're there. They're there. And maybe, but here's the thing. Maybe if I blow up, like blow up as a writer, as a poet, then all your works that you have become famous when you become famous. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, that's kind of like how it works. A lot of songs that artists produce, a lot of things that people have out there, a lot of them were written a long time. Even I know I'm not comparing myself to Bob Marley, but even a lot of Marley's songs, if you realize he has 3, 4 different versions of the song, because when he became famous, he remade the old version into another version now that everybody knows him. And that was a good song that just never got the amount of attention it should have gotten. So he remade it and put it out there again. So I don't know. Maybe if I blow up one time, then I can bring all these things out there that nobody has heard. And because I'm already there, then they'll just be like, this is so great, right? Hang on. I think Katie has said, what love. Nice. You like that one? There's something you like, Katie. Trinity saying, wow, 2013, I changed career that year and went to Sagicor. And you've been at Sagicor for a while, right? So yeah, vulnerable is a good piece. Let me see. Only look like vulnerable. Let you vulnerable can go on. And listen to the name of it though. It's called vulnerable, I think, because it's saying I have actually met someone that I feel a particular way about, and because of that, I've put myself out there. The first stanza again says, I gave my heart to her for safekeeping. So without her, it no longer beats. I gave her commitment as an offering, laid my past at her feet. So this is like saying, yo, I met somebody, they blew my mind, and I gave them my heart to keep. I gave them my heart to keep. The other line says, I laid my past at their feet. So it's like, I'm like putting myself out there. I'm saying, hey, this is me. This is what I have to offer. This is everything that I am. Take it or leave it. You know what I mean? So you're putting yourself essentially in a very, very vulnerable state, because you're putting yourself in a position for somebody to say no, or somebody to shut you all the way down, but you still put it out there, right? Allowing yourself to love again, or to love for the first time, whichever category fits you. But yes, that's definitely what it looks like. It's somebody that is really putting themselves on the line for love, per se, is how that comes across. All right. Let me see what else I have here. That was vulnerable. I have one. I just like I said, I opened up the folder, went down there and jotted down some titles, and I'm actually opening up the folder each time and reading the title that I have written down. A lot of these poems I have not seen in a long time. I have not read them in a long time. I'm not sure where we'll end up when I start reading them. Okay, this one is called The Pen, aka he and she. I have no idea what I was thinking when I wrote this, but it's called The Pen. Okay, it says, the words from my pen have done it again. A few lines is all it took. Now her whole world is shook. Was it the rhyme or the meaning? Was it the time or the season? Was it that it caught her by surprise? I could see the look in her eyes as she read the words on the page, as her heart became engaged. Now she wants more than she did before. No more doubts. Now she knows for sure. that she wants me in her life, sees herself as my future wife. First a call, then a text, then the mind blowing sex. She reads my poems on her phone, wishing I could come home, not to her place or to mine, but to our place in due time. Trying to displace her excitement, trying to erase the quality time spent. Now, as she reads and her mind wanders on things she often pondered, on the outcome of it all, trying her best not to fall. In love with me feels like a sin. So her heart she must protect because she's just not quite sure yet. So the cavalry has been brought, and refuge has been sought. Protective walls all around, can't even make a sound. Still, her problem lies within, like a car in a tailspin, moving fast and out of control. Still, her composure she must hold. She gives it time, hoping it all makes sense. She's in her prime, and the time is spent. So she reads and analyzes as her temperature rises. She knows she must find a fix. Can't keep going on like this. And there's no date on this one. I'm not sure when this was written, but it's spicy. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, that one got some juice to it, ain't it? I like that. Let's see. Let me get caught up on these here. I'm sure that is saying ambiguous. What's ambiguous, Trinity? What are you talking about? Who are you? Ambiguous. We have do you have poems that do not rhyme? I do. Not a lot, but I do. I like the rhyme. I call my poems my Dr. Zeus rhymes is what I call my poems way back when, because they flow like Dr. Zeus, stuff used to flow. Addiction, lyrics, and all these things. What was happening to you when you wrote these poems? What was happening to me? Nothing was happening to me there. You must understand that writing poetry for me comes from everywhere. You know what I mean? I could literally be driving my car, and in an instant, I observe somebody on the sidewalk as I drive past them, and it triggers something in my mind, and it lingers with me. And when I go home, I literally just put my stuff down, grab a pen and paper, and it flows. So no, a lot of these poems have nothing to do with me per se. It's just a matter of when the inspiration came or something that triggered it, and then I was able to capture it on pen before I lost the mojo. The pen has a lot of ink. The pen does have a lot of ink, does it not? You too hot author. Okay, so you guys kind of like the pen. Let me see if I can mess with this one a little bit. It says, the words from my pen have done it again. A few lines is all it took. Now her whole world is shook. Was it the rhyme or the meaning? Was it the time or the season? Was it that it caught her by surprise? I could see the look in her eyes as she read the words on the page, as her heart became engaged. Now she wants more than she did before. No more doubts. Now she knows for sure that she wants me in her life, sees herself as my future wife. On the two, but there's something don't like. But stop. I'm not read it again. Unlucky. Okay, where are we at here now? You see, Shernet, I should have you and Katie on different shows. Like y'all can't view the same show at the same time, because y'all fuel each other's fire. I'm just hoping Renewed Healthcare is nowhere here. Shernet's other profile. Which pen, Shernet Higgins Clark? Hey, you see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm done with that one. Okay, so that was a pen. So if you're joining late, we're reading the B-side poems, and I'm going to say this every time. I apologize. We're reading the B-side poems. They're poems that did not make the draft when I compiled the book. The folder that I have them in, I just noticed that 104 items in it. So there are 104 poems in this file that I decided against when I decided to publish the book. Yeah, but they're really good poems. Like I said, there was nothing wrong with them. It could just be that I just wasn't feeling them on the day of the draft and they didn't make the draft, right? Okay. So I've read Her, I've read Cravings, I've read Clear, as in crystal clear. I've read Vulnerable, I've read The Pen, and I have two more on my list that I'm going to read for you, and then I'm out. I figure what the B stands for. Sharing it in your infinite wisdom. Please enlighten the rest of the class as to what the B stands for on the B side whenever you're ready, my dear. Okay, the next one I'm going to read here on my list is called The Questions. And let me see if I can find, oopsie, that's not what I intended to do there. Let me see if I can find the questions for you. Let's see, The Questions. Here we go. And like I said, I just scrolled down the list. I chose some titles that I could not remember what the poem was about at all. And I said a lot of these poems were written several years ago. This one does not have a date on it. I'm sure it's not, I didn't write this before 2010 or 11, but it's called The Questions, okay? What if I were to unlock all your sexuality? Would you be willing to let it all out? Exploring all aspects of your individuality, reassuring all your doubts. How much are you willing to risk? And what if it all fails? Will you put it all on the line? Without risk, there's no gain. Can you handle the fact that I'm flawed and I have a lot of issues? Emotions frozen, slowly thaw. Will you be there when I miss you? And yes, I love to argue. Maybe I have a lot to say. The question is, will I be there for you? And what will make you stay? But it's early. There's still time to make me yours, to make you mine. The question is, what do you want? Are you willing and able to play your part? I could go on, but you get the gist. And you knew what, and you know what's what before the therapist. And in the end, you know what needs to be done. The question is, are you willing and am I the one? The questions. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The questions. Yeah, the questions was pretty nice too. Sharing it, forget the B side, C there. I don't know what she's talking about. But yeah, that was the questions. What is Miss Higgins saying? She's saying, I don't think this one is a drive by poem. Simone asked again. Okay. Me now go chop you, Simone and Kadia. I go on the back bench, on the B side. But yeah, that one was the questions. And the questions is, this is deep. Let me see what the next one is. And like I said, literally, I looked in the file and wrote down some titles and I'm pulling them up and reading them right now. So if I'm stuttering as I read, forgive me. That's because me not read them long time. The last one I have on the list, so we can wrap this up, is called Babylon System is what? Babylon System is a something. All right, let me see. I don't know what that's called. But let's find it anyways. It's called Babylon System. All right, let's see if I can find me what's going on with, is it Babylon System or the Babylon System? Let me see here. Babylon System. It must be the Babylon System. I don't see it by Babylon System. So QRST. Where is it? I can't find Babylon System. And that one sounds interesting too. The Babylon System is a joke. That's what it's called. The Babylon system is a joke. Now, this one has to be different than the other ones. Let me see what Shernet's saying first before I read it. Oh, she said that already. All right. Last one before we wrap up this shenanigan here is a poem called The Babylon System is a Joke. It was written on 2012, a couple of days ago, actually. It was written on June 29th, 2012 is when this was written. So it says, the Babylon system is a joke. Really? You want me to eat pork? Rastaman is from creation. Rasta bow down to no one. I am a direct descendant of Solomon. I was put here to rule the entire land. Who are you? What is your plan? Who am I? I'm a real man. What should I do? Because you are white? You go around lynching people at night? I know who I am. Your philosophy cannot change me. I know who I am. I'm black, a thing of beauty. Divided and conquer is a thing of the past. Our thoughts are fresh and green like the grass. Our ideology is of black power. Love, unity, staying together. You have your chance. You had your chance and you blew it. We're still here and we know it. My race, you tried to extinguish. Now it's time for you to face pain and anguish. The song of the slave will take over the song of the slave master. We lock them in a cage for forever after. And at the point they feel what we felt and understand the sickness they dealt, then we set them free and see how they cope. What will it be? They'll not even have hope. Then they'll understand our resilience. Then they'll understand they need to repent. Then they'll understand why we must rise up. Then they'll understand our strength. We are black, we are proud, and we love it. Up he might race, the sky is the limit. No shackles or gain subdue. I am a man, and so are you. The future is what we make it. My hands are stretched. Will you take it? Or will we travel down the same old road, dictated by the same old code? The future is ours. What will you choose? Our bodies are broken, battered and bruised. Yet we have hope for our children. We are black. We'll rise again. And when we do, we'll demonstrate what it is to truly be great. Then you realize our destiny. I'm in front and you are behind me. The Babylon system is a joke. I don't even remember writing that. But yeah, that was the Babylon system is a joke. A difference, you see, segue. Y'all didn't see that coming, did you, mate? You didn't see that one coming, did you? KD is saying most definitely Chronicles of a Black Man profound. You don't know the thing set. Sharing it is back again. All lives matter. Black lives matter. Powerful statement. I love this. Dedicated to black folks who have lost their lives to the Babylon system. Yes. So yeah, these are the many moods of, Rasta and all these things. But yeah, I had to read that one. When I was going down the line and choosing, I'm like, Babylon system is a joke. What? I don't even remember this poem at all. But now you have it, and it's a good. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fresh off the press, the old press, the long time press poems that I read for you today from a list of 104 poems that didn't make the draft when I published the book. That's just 7. Maybe another time in the future again, I will have another show like this, and I will read for you guys. Just reading some poems, putting it out there so you guys can understand. All right, like I said, tomorrow we have a special edition of the show tomorrow. I had some logistical issues for today. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do the show today, so we push it to tomorrow. I'm going to have a really special guest on. You guys should make sure you check it out. 7 p.m. if you're in the US. If you're in Jamaica, it's 6 p.m. If you're in England, do the maths. Because who knows these things off the top of their head, right? But check it out. And like I said, you guys got to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because there's going to be a lot of fresh videos that are coming up. They won't be live. They will just be videos that are uploaded on the YouTube channel. If you subscribe, you will get the notification when the videos are uploaded. They'll be a lot shorter than these lives are, and they will address a multiplicity of things. All right, this was a good show. I like the mood. I appreciate you, ma'am. I do appreciate you. So yeah. All right, but thank y'all for joining the Evening People show today. I wanted to mix it up a little bit to make sure that we always keep the thing fresh. You know what I mean? We always keep the thing moving. This Mr. Wallace, bless up yourself, Mr. Wallace, my friend from When Time When. Yeah, man, big up yourself, same way. And all of the 163rd batch, all of the class of 95, Mr. Nasha here from the class of 95. Really enjoy the show. Definitely one of my faves. You don't know, appreciate you, my dear. All right, but like I said, thank y'all for checking in. Make sure you like and subscribe and share, and tell someone else to like and subscribe and share, because this is it. This is the gold standard. There's no going back. There's no show that's gonna be not as good as any other show we've had before. We're always gonna keep it fresh. We're always gonna keep it coming, because that's how we do. All right. So stay safe. Like I say, I have another show for you tomorrow. Again, I have a really special guest. I can't wait to pick her brain. I have all kinds of things I want to ask her and find out, because she's very smart. I've seen her being interviewed. I've seen her on her show, and she's very good. I can't wait. I feel like I'm getting a lecture. You know how I get excited when I have a lit teacher on there to pick their brain about poetry? Yes, I feel like I'm getting a lit teacher for the show tomorrow. Not a lit teacher, but we should have some fun. All right. Thank y'all for joining. And I'm out. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 7 p.m. if you're in the US, 6 p.m. if you're in Jamaica, and wherever else you are. Just check out what time so that you don't miss it. Like I said, hit the like and subscribe button if you're checking in via YouTube, so that you'll get the notification. Hit the get reminder tab if you're joining via Facebook, so you get the notification. So whenever we go live, you unite. You know what I mean? Bless.